Aveo Friends. So week 9 is over and done, and I am back in my bedroom at my house in the States. The Greece vacation is unfortunately over for this year. It was amazing, had such a great time, definitely very relaxing, and I found that it was a little bit hard to relax for one whole month and do pretty much nothing. Anyway, so this week, here is a recap of it. We checked out of the boat and checked into a hotel on the island of Lefkada. The hotel was super nice and relaxing. It was so nice to have like a real flushing toilet after being on the sailboat and having to like hand flush it, and yeah, it was really gross. But anyway, being in a hotel, having all the modern conveniences, having a pool, having an amazing beach access, just so great. We continued with our routine of basically waking up, having coffee, watching Bashar or listening to Bashar, having some breakfast or brunch, usually more like a brunch, then going to the pool, relaxing by the pool, relaxing by the beach, having an amazing dinner, drinking wine, like all the things. So it was a lot of fun and very relaxing, like I said. um, the positives for this week. So I stayed in a positive state this week, which of course was really easy because there was really nothing stressful going on. I made it home safe and sound. I had a wonderful, relaxing time at the hotel, and all of the restaurants and people involved were just amazing. My youngest daughter was also traveling during this time, and then she made it home safe and sound. So those were some of the positives for this week. Some of the challenges: when I got home, I didn't have any Wi-Fi, and also like half of my house, the electricity wasn't working, like the lights and the outlets and stuff were not working. So that was a bit challenging, and I had to work a little bit to try not to let that bother me, and just kind of be neutral on it and accept it like it was and kind of move on. Also, there's a certain legal issue that I'm involved in, and I got an unfavorable decision on that. And then the other one is drinking too much alcohol. So I still feel like I haven't quite uncovered the belief system that I have around that, because I continue to make the same choices, just drinking a little bit too much. So the Bashar's teachings regarding these things. So the first one I'll talk about is the electrical problem in my house. So that what Bashar says about that is circumstances don't matter. So circumstances are inherently neutral. We are the ones who give it meaning. So the fact that I didn't have electricity in my house, I did not allow that to impact my state of being. Whenever I considered it or I thought about it and felt myself kind of getting irritated, I reminded myself that that's not the state of being that I prefer. And so I just chose a different way of being regarding that. And it ended up working out really well. Someone came out to do the repair, and while they were here, they were talking to my son about a possible job, so that's amazing. And then also the repair ended up being almost $500, which is, still, of course, I think I would prefer that it not have cost anything. However, I do have the money to pay for it, and it's not going to really impact me significantly financially. So I just chalked it up to, that's just, when you own a home, you have to do repairs. And so circumstances don't matter, only states of being matter, and stay in a positive state and you'll get a positive result. So I feel like I did get a positive result. Everything's working fine now, and my son might actually have a job. So I think that worked out well for all involved. And that money that I spent also went to pay for the quality of life for the person that came out to do the repair. Such a nice guy. I got to know him a little bit. He talked about his family and his kids and everything. So, yeah, all in all, ended up being a good experience. um, the unfavorable decision on the legal issue that I'm involved in. So I'm just staying in a positive state. And Bashar tells us that there's 5 forms of abundance. There is money, trade, gifts, synchronicity, imagination. These forms represent different ways in which your needs can be met and then your desires can be fulfilled. So we shouldn't really just focus on the money aspect of it. We should keep in mind that we have other things in our lives and other forms of abundance. And when I look at my life over a whole, I can really see that, how I am very abundant in creativity, imagination, relationships, like the relationships that I have with my kids, they're amazing and are very fulfilling. So I'm very abundant in that way right now. I just found out that I'm going to be a social studies teacher this year, and I've been wanting to do that for a long time. I'll actually be teaching ancient history, and that is something that I think is super synchronous because Bashar says that whenever we have open contact with ETs, we're going to be given our full history. So a lot of these ancient civilizations that we think we know about and have been written about in our history textbooks are not quite right. And so I'm going to be teaching kids ancient history at a time that we get our full history. And so I think that's very synchronous and exciting. And that is another way that I feel very abundant as far as like my desire to make an impact or to connect with students and to share the things that I'm learning about Bashar in ways with students that will help them be like more engaged and learn a lot better. So I want to try to get away from the traditional way of teaching where students are seated in desks and in rows, and then there's a certain curriculum that everybody gets and in the same way. I want to do things differently. And Bashar talks about how we should, as teachers, create a learning environment where students can have hands-on experiences and experience the consequences of their choices, and also design engaging lessons that tailor to their unique learning styles and interests. And so I feel super fortunate and very abundant in that regard to be able to use my passion with my passion about learning about Bashar and his teachings, and then help to maybe pass that along to others and really make a positive difference in their lives. So anyway, I was talking about the 5 forms of abundance and my staying in a positive state regarding the legal issue and not necessarily worrying about having the physical form of money. And the great thing is that I have all my needs met, and I have for a long time, and I am able to do most of the things that I want to do, and I'm able to pay for things that I want, gifts that I want to give to my family, travel, do all the things that I want to do. So I am extremely abundant. So it's just a matter of recognizing that in myself. And then the last issue is drinking too much alcohol. And with that, Bashar talks about the motivational mechanism. So you'll always choose in the direction of what you believe benefits you. So the challenge for me is to try to understand why I'm choosing alcohol. It's not a habit, because anytime you realize that you're making a choice to do something, it's not a habit anymore. So what I have to do is figure out why it is that I feel like drinking is good. You know, what benefit does that do for me? I mean, I'm getting something out of it, So whenever I think about that, I can see how I believe that whenever I drink, I feel relaxed and that I'll have more fun than I normally would. So basically, I believe I think I have a belief. This is an investigative process, so I'm not saying that this is for sure what's going on, but I think I have a belief that life is just more fun with alcohol than it is without. Um, so that's something that I'm working on, and I want to keep exploring that and trying to understand why I'm still choosing that. I feel like I'm not ready to completely cut it out of my life. And I know that with school starting back, I'm going to be focusing on that a lot more. I'm not going to have as much free time, and so my alcohol consumption is definitely going to decrease. So the issue might just resolve itself. Um, and I also don't want to invalidate the choice or give it too much negative attention, because I think that that will amplify it. So right now, what I'm doing is just trying to stay in a positive state and then follow my excitement, do things that I'm really passionate about, and then we'll just see what kind of happens with the alcohol consumption. So that's kind of my stance on it this week. Might change next week, I'm not sure. But all in all, a really great week for week 9. I'm super excited about the new school year, and a lot of other things that are coming up in my life. Like my daughter is pregnant and she's due in September. I'm giving her this amazing shower that she doesn't know about yet. And well, she knows she's having a shower, but she doesn't know where. It's at this magical place that we have in our local area, and I'm excited about that, excited about having a new granddaughter, enjoying the time that I'm spending with my grandson. All of my kids are in the same area. My son is back at home from the military. My youngest daughter is here for her senior year. She's talking about going to different colleges and is super excited about that. So there's so many fun things that are going on right now, and yeah, just excited and enjoying my life. So anyway, I hope that you got a benefit out of that. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel, and then also share your results about how you're applying the formula, what teachings you're using, and what lessons you are learning from all of this and how it's improving your life. I think if we all can do that, and what Bashar says is that by applying the formula to our lives, we will be in a better position when open contact comes. And also, we're just going to be happier, more productive people, all in all. So thank you, and I hope that you enjoyed this video.